With 2024 coming to a close, I think it's time to look back and ask, what all happened to Ninjago this year? Was it a terrible year, a great year, or something in between? Well, in this video, I'm going to be looking at everything that happened this year to answer that question. Rewinding back to the beginning of the year, January 1st, 2024 saw the release of 9 Ninjago sets, Rising Dragon Strikes for Nia, Kai, and surprisingly Eren, as well as Elemental Mechs for Cole, Kai, and Sora, as well as the small 4+1 for Eren. We also got Jay's Mech Battle Pack and Egot the Master Dragon to round off this wave. Overall, I think this wave was a cute little wave. The sets all seemed fairly priced except for Egot, who probably should have been $10 to $20 cheaper in my opinion. The Elemental Mechs have become some of my favorite small Ninjago mechs that we've ever gotten. They're great cheap little toys for children with great posability and great play value. However, these sets are also great looking and look fantastic on a shelf, especially that Cole one, which I just cannot get over. The Rising Dragon Strikes were also fine gimmick sets for kids, and I also think that Jay's Mech Battle Pack was an absolute must buy because of its cheap price and fantastic minifigure selection. Coming to the final set of this wave, Egot the Master Dragon. I personally liked the dragon. I thought it was really cool. However, the 5 minifigures included were all great, and as a whole I think that this set was a pretty good package, and $70 for this set isn't the worst thing in the world. The January wave, in my opinion, was a pretty nice little wave again, with some really good sets, but this year LEGO decided to do something it hasn't done in years, and include a March wave for Ninjago. However, before we talk about that, we do have to talk about the Elemental Mech shorts that were released in early January, just after the January 1st wave. Now honestly, these are some pretty forgettable shorts in my opinion. They didn't really do a whole lot for the Ninjago storyline, and mostly were just there to serve as marketing for the new Elemental Mechs, because they didn't really appear a whole lot in Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 1. But anyway, back to the March wave. This wave included the Young Dragon Ryu, Eren's Off-Road Buggy Car, the Dragonstone Shrine, the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo, Lloyd's Elemental Mech, and the 4+ Kai Source Dragon battle. I think this wave included the perfect balance of small and big sets, and most of them are absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Let's start off with the obvious stinker of this wave, Eren's Off-Road Buggy Car. Now honestly, this isn't even a bad set, it's just tremendously overpriced. No one in their right mind should buy this $35 set for $50, like, it's just too expensive. Given how expensive LEGO is nowadays and the pretty decent minifigure selection, I might have accepted $40, but $50 is just too much. However, if any of you do see this set on sale for like $15 to $20 off, I might consider picking it up. The 4+ set is fine, nothing too special, but the Young Dragon Ryu set is actually surprisingly good for its small size, and it introduced the awesome new Sora hairpiece. I also think Lloyd's Elemental Mech is a good set, but I do think it is just barely worse than the other Elemental Mechs. Kai's Climber Mech I would have liked to see at $60, but again, not the worst thing in the world for a pretty cool looking mech with some pretty fun play features in my opinion. The 2 biggest sets of this wave I think are both fantastic in my opinion. The Wolf's Mask Shadow Dojo comes with some great minifigures and a really fun play experience in my opinion, while the Dragonstone Shrine is an absolutely beautiful display model. So overall, this wave came with some more fantastic sets in my opinion, but it was also now time for the release of Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 1. The first 10 episodes of Dragons Rising Season 2 released on April 4th, and you can find my full thoughts in this video right here, but in short, I absolutely loved it. There were like 2 dull episodes in my opinion, but the rest of the season just told a really gripping story with some much needed character development for characters like Kai and Lloyd. The threat of the Blood Moon just filled me with so much dread heading into the final confrontation during the awesome action-packed finale. Overall, I think the pacing was good, the storytelling was fantastic, and the character work was spot on. I have very few problems with these 10 episodes. With the show out of the way, the next manner of business, on May 29, 2024, we saw the release of my first video. Listen, I cannot thank you guys enough for your support over the last couple of months, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It would do a ton to help out the channel. But anyway, now it's time for some more sets. June 1st saw the release of 6 sets and 1 polybag. The Ninja Team combo vehicle is LEGO taking another stab at the Ultrasonic Raider concept, but this set is pretty egregious in my opinion. The build looks terrible, the price is atrocious, and the minifigures aren't saving the set either. Zane's motorbike is a fine set, but ultimately it falls short in my eyes because it doesn't include 2 minifigures like every other $10 Ninjago set that we've ever gotten. The polybag was a surprisingly good deal in my opinion, and a cheap way to get 2 nice minifigures. Cole's Titan Dragon Mech is an absolute beauty, and there's nothing more I can say really. I mean, just look at this, so much articulation and posability too. Unfortunate that it only came with 1 minifigure, but that's a small price to pay for the best LEGO mech ever. The Source Dragon of Motion is another absolutely gorgeous set. It's huge, over 1500, 100 pieces, and pretty much every part of this dragon has been sculpted to perfection. The minifigure selection is also pretty good for this set, at the time being the cheapest way to get Aaron, Roz, and Jordana, as well as coming with some other great minifigures like Wildfire. The Tournament Temple City is also a fantastic build that also comes with some great minifigures to boot. Finally, the Tournament Battle Arena is a fantastic price for $50, a fun build that looks great, and 6 fantastic minifigures, half of which are exclusive by the way. Overall, definitely a great package. Of course, we here in the US had to wait until August 1st to get these sets, but to fill in the wait, LEGO had finally released the first piece of promotional material for Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2. This awesome teaser that had me hyped, and a release date that meant plenty of time for other fans to get hyped for this, as the whole season was leaked early on Peacock. Literally just a couple of days after the first teaser was released, we got the whole freaking season leaked on Peacock. You know, the situation was only saved by the fact that the season itself was really fun. I mean, it included some great fights, a really cool and mysterious plot, and a bunch of great scenes and plot twists. I didn't hate Crystallized, but I definitely found it a bit underwhelming. But after watching these 10 episodes, I can finally say that Ninjago is back. 40 episodes of fantastic storytelling, and now it seems like the show is actually willing to take risks. Not to mention that the show being serialized has just begun to pay off. One of the reasons that the plot twist with Master Wu hit so hard was because fans spent over a year wondering what exactly was the deal with the merge. And now that we finally know, it just hits so much harder than it would have otherwise. I'm just saying, if Dragons Rising continues at this quality, which seems likely, it's gonna be better than the old Ninjago, I'm just saying. Anyway, after the early leak of Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2, we all pretended that none of it happened for over 2 months until the actual season released, but that marks the final piece of Ninjago content that was released in 2024. I think it's safe to say that this was one of the best years for Ninjago ever. 2018, 2015, and then 2024 is the top 3 years for Ninjago in my opinion. 20 episodes of peak Ninjago as well as the best Ninjago sets ever in my opinion. And going into 2025, I think it's going to get even better, and every Ninjago fan has something to be hyped for. But let me know what you think down in the comments and subscribe.